Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 18 of the Tottenham career mode here on FIFA 19. In the last one, Conundrum. Last minute sale to Bayern Munich, Lucas Moura for £48 million. I need a new winger. Backup winger, that is, of course, because Bale and Son remain my starting two wide players, with Eric Lamela and then Edwards as my remaining two go-to wide players. We do still have Baker, who is a backup, and Wilfried Zaha can play out wide if needed, but I'd like to use him, or I like to use him as a rotation striker. So I asked you guys who I should have on my shortlist, and you subsequently left me loads of suggestions. Anthony Martial is available on a pre-contract, and that was pointed out to me in the comment section. However, we have already got Rabiot coming in on a pre-contract for next season, so I'd rather avoid making another big pre-contract signing if possible, because that would kind of leave me nothing to do in the summer window next season. So I'm going to not sign Anthony Martial on a free contract. We also have Soler. Just wanted to put him on there so that you guys could see that I'd recognised the suggestion, but I don't have time to scout him, can't see his stats, can't commit to signing that. Florian Thauvin is probably too good to be a backup winger. I couldn't keep him happy, and for that reason, I'm going to not sign Florian Thauvin. We looked at him when we were looking for Bale. We also had David Neres on the shortlist, and also added Christian Pulisic as well. I used Pulisic last year on FIFA 18 at Dortmund in a career mode I did on stream. Wasn't that impressed, I have to be honest. Obviously, he's had a bit of a bump this year with his stats. But because of my past experiences with him, I'm going to lean away from him and go for David Neres. You guys, well, they were both popular suggestions. Pulisic was more popular than David Neres with regards, like, thumbs up on comments. But they were both popular suggestions. Neres has 5-star skills. There's not too much difference. 1 inch in height and just half a stone in weight as well. And high attacking work rate on Neres rather than medium. It's high medium. I'm going to go for the young Brazilian. Obviously, Tottenham have at least a recent history of signing a lot of players from the Eredivisie. Whereas like Davinson Sanchez, Jan Vertonghen, Toby Alderweireld, Christian Eriksen, Michel Vorm, Vincent Janssen, to name but 6 in just the past few years. So I'm going to go for David Neres. He is available to buy with a release clause of 26, but if I can not pay 26, then I would prefer to not pay 26 if that's available. I'll offer a transfer fee of 20 million, and we'll see what they say. He's valued at 18.5, which is weird. 22.1's fine. His release clause is only a little bit above his valuation. He must have grown quite a bit so far this year. I don't know what he starts at with regards his rating, but up at 80 rated now. They want a rotation squad role. That's fine, actually. Rotation, that's not a problem. 5 years would be preferable for me. Obviously, get your youngsters on long-term deals to make sure that they can learn their trade. He wants £51,000 a week. I will counter that a little bit. I would not give you quite so much. Would you accept £40,000 a week with those bonuses? Yes. Okay, great. Well, there we go. David Neres is in. We shall remove Pulisic. We might still yet, in a latter season, sign De Ligt or Manolas, Depay or Martial. But for now, that's where we will we'll make our decision. I'll swap Edwards out for Neres. Neres may even get a game immediately here because we have a game against Newcastle United coming just after the end of the transfer window, as you can see here. On the 2nd, we have Newcastle, then the FA Cup replay against Bournemouth. So we will finish the transfer window, see what every club does, and have a look at the other bigger moves in the window. We'll play that game against Newcastle, and we'll have a squad report because we're then out of the window. And then tomorrow, we'll crack back up to 3 games per episode. One thing I wanted to point out, actually, was obviously we are trying to keep a little bit of our budget aside for this financial expectation. And obviously, we've been able to do that drastically. 17.6 million was all we needed to save, and 58.8 is what we currently have. Very nearly done the brand exposure one. Probably not going to do that one certainly not going to do it this year, but might do it next year, maybe with the young goalkeeper if I start to train him sooner rather than later. But I'm very pleased with that signing. Let's finish the transfer window then and see if anything else happens between now and the final hour. Harry Kane. PSG, 124 million. No. Harry Kane is Tottenham. Harry Kane is Tottenham. He shall stay, thank you very much. Even 124 million, he's staying. That's the biggest offer I've ever had for any player for me in a career mode ever. 124 million, but Harry Kane stays put. Very nearly 450 million pounds spent on transfer deadline day. The biggest deals this window: Insigne to Real Madrid, 89 million. Marcelo to Liverpool, 53.3. And Suso to Chelsea for 48.6. We'll have a quick run through of all the clubs to show you who's done what. Martin Odegaard in at Arsenal. Welbeck, Xhaka, Ramsey and Bellerin out at Arsenal. Presumably some of those must be on pre-contracts or loans, because 25.3 million, you'd pay that just for Ramsey or Bellerin, wouldn't you, rather than all four combined. Max, Lasogga and Blanco in at Bournemouth, with Wilson and Sermon going out. Villalba and Goodmanson in at Brighton. Is that? Yes, it is the Goodmanson from Burnley. Defoe, Brady and Loughton leave Burnley going out. Rosales and Gini Wijnaldum in at Burnley, interestingly. Cardiff signed Venuto and Baby on frees, and Ekwele Manga will leave on a free or loan. Calabria and Suso in at Chelsea, with Tammy Abraham and Zappa Costa leaving. Chilwell and Martinez in at Palace. Kelly Dan MacArthur on the way out. Hector Martins and Salomon Kalou back to the Premier League with Everton. Mina, Calvert-Lewin, Baines and Schneidlin leaving Goodison Park. That's where Danny Welbeck's gone. Look, Fulham, Pione Sisto and Popov also joining, with Niskins Cabano leaving. Butner and Assad coming into Huddersfield on frees. Bottigan, Vent and Baines in at Leicester, all on free contracts. Chilwell, Simpson and Benalouane going out. Marcelo and Ramsey in at Liverpool, and the deal for Marcelo was 53.3 million, so it is a pre-contract for Aaron Ramsey at Liverpool from Arsenal. Origi, Sturridge, Wijnaldum, Gomez and Milner all out at Anfield. Modric, Piqué and Calvert-Lewin in at City. Modric and Piqué, obviously the biggest ones there. Rafael, Boateng and Bonaventura in at United, with Herrera and Jones leaving. Zuratouza, Itaraspe and James Milner on a pre at Newcastle, so he won't be playing against me in this next game. Hayden and Darlow out at Newcastle. Montero in, Cedric and McCarthy out at Southampton. We've made a profit of about £18 million. Rabiot, Partey and Neres coming in. Obviously Rabiot are free for next year. Dembele and Lucas going out for a total of 72.5. Bayer and Fornaroli in at Watford, with Holobas and Doucouré, who must have been sold on deadline day because he played against me yesterday in game, and yesterday in video terms as well, actually. Bocanegra and Bustos in at West Ham, with Balbuena and Arnautovic going away on frees. Maxwell Cornet and Halstenberg in at Wolves. So then, that's transfer deadline day done and dusted. We have Newcastle upcoming. Training injury. Okay, Frenkie de Jong's out for 5 days. That's manageable. Had me slightly worried, I'll be honest, but thankfully he should be okay. Cool, that could have been not what we needed to be as a welcoming email back from the the transfer window, couldn't it? Right. I'll quickly show you transfer history then. Show you the biggest moves in that window, and then we'll go and play Newcastle. So Insigne we know of. Then it was Marcelo and Suso. Then Lucas was fourth, only by £600,000. Danny Carvajal to PSG, went through on the 21st for £46.4 million. Looking for 2019. Modric was 43.4. Piqué was 42.9, both to City. Doucouré to Dortmund, 37.5. That's where he went. Boateng was 36.9. Julian Brandt to Wolfsburg, 34 million. Forsberg to Wolfsburg for 33.6 happened in between windows. Thomas Partey, that was me. Rafinha to Inter for 27.5. He was at Inter on loan, wasn't he? Not was it last year? Last season, maybe? And Gini Wijnaldum to Burnley for 25.6 is the other largest one that we can see there. Not many big deals going through not as many as I thought going through in that particular window. But there were some large ones and large in fee and large in stature as well. Modric and Piqué, most importantly. Right, now we have the game against Bournemouth coming up, and I wanna go deep in the FA Cup. I want to win the FA Cup if I can this year. So I'm going to rotate slightly. I'll play a mixture, I think. Rather than rotate the full 11, I'll play a mixture for this. I'll play a mixture for Bournemouth. Then we can be full strength for Leicester and Manchester United. So we're going to have to auto-replace Frenkie de Jong off the bench anyway. Let's jump into the game against Newcastle. We'll play this. Hopefully get ourselves a victory in the Premier League. Then go and have the traditional post-transfer window squad report. And hopefully we'll be coming back to it. Top of the Premier League. Kane's up to 91, just as I've noticed there as well. Right, Newcastle starting lineup. Dubravka in goal. Lopez, Kieran Clark, Leyoun and Manquillo is the back four. Matt Ritchie, Loftus-Cheek, Ki Sung-young and Atsu in the midfield. With Salomon Rondon sat behind Pettersson. Okay, let's see what Newcastle are all about. Excellent. Looking for Harry. Oh, rebounds nicely for Son. Eriksen looking for Neres, but not able to find him for his first touch in the Tottenham Hotspur shirt. Ki Sung-young to Salomon Rondon, and here come Newcastle on their first breakaway. That's a lovely ball looking for Niels Pettersson, but Hugo Lloris will get out to it first. Don't know much about Niels Pettersson, to be honest. He's from the Bundesliga, but other than that, I'm pretty low on knowledge. Not sure what to expect from him. I know I'm to expect better balls than that from Heung-min Son. That's a lovely tackle by Eric Dyer, who it is a pleasure to welcome back to the starting lineup. Neres attacking a defensive line for the first time and finding Harry Winks. Heung-min Son just knocked that to Danny Rose. Cross it into the middle and arriving at the back post is Neres, but side netting only. Lively start for David Neres. I like that. Dyer. I think they're overlooking for Danny Rose. Takes it in his stride well. It's already crossed the back post once. That led to a chance. Eriksen, if I can get him some space, then certainly will shoot from distance, but not able to. Here's Neres. Oh, given away. Gets the block on though. Winks will have a little muscle. And it might drop to Harry Kane. It has done. Oh, it's going to drop to Harry Winks. So it's going to drop to Harry Kane. Well, that was a bit untidy, but it ends in a shot on goal. But unfortunately, the keeper saves it. Eriksen out wide to Kieran Trippier. Inside there to Harry Winks. Trips. Eriksen is short. Eric Dyer is making a move forward. Son is there. Go quickly to Kane. Look for Eriksen. Hit it early. It's well blocked. It might drop to Son. It did. And in the back of the net it goes. Poor strength from their number 22. Not sure who it was. But somehow Heung-min Son was able to get to that. He just stretched first. I don't know whether he knew it was on his shoulder there. See, he's looking at the ball, and then just at the last minute, Son comes in with the outside of his right foot and pokes it home. Newcastle 0, Tottenham 1. Neres. Over the top looking for Trips. Brings it down well. Get it short there for Neres. Could return it to Trippier. Could return it looking for Neres. Well up, Davidson. I thought Neres might get the opportunity to get his first Tottenham goal on his debut. Winks driving forward. Will look for Neres. Help it on its way to Trippier. Trips will stand it up. Son could be there this time. Well cleared. Well, partially cleared. Eriksen. Oh, desperately unlucky Christian Eriksen. What a finessed effort on his left foot under pressure. Unreal. If that had flown in, then that would have been a spectacular way to take a 2-0 lead. Neres just trying to work some space. There to Harry Winks. Back to Christian Eriksen. Lay that in front of Eric Dyer on his left foot. Unsurprisingly, not the best of efforts. Winks. Eriksen. Oh, he's trying to just drop the shoulder. Kane. Neres. Go on then. David Neres. Ooh, wide. He's having a very good first half though. Really impressed with David Neres so far. Oh, he's given that straight to Son. I'll look to send Harry Kane away. It'd be the worst possible start to this second half. Oh, for Tottenham. Worst possible start. How has Harry not buried that? Come on, mate. You're 91 rated. You threw one-on-one. I even opened up the angle to get a better angle to tuck it into the bottom corner. And he's pulled it wide. Ritchie. I think he's offside there, Salomon Rondon. I hope he's offside. He hit the post anyway, although it was rebounding towards Christian Atsu. That's actually his last action there, Salomon Rondon. Muto comes on for him. Newcastle not happy with the way things were going in the first half. They made one change at half-time and another just 10 minutes after. They're looking to get themselves back in this game here. Hopefully, we'll be able to deny them the opportunity to do that. Son to Kane. Eriksen's arriving, just delay slightly. Trippier's on the overlap. And Harry Kane is at the back post here. And I'll nod it back across the box, but I can't get a clean enough connection. Dubravka saves comfortably with Neres waiting at the back post to turn it home. An hour in, it's still 1-0 Tottenham. Loftus-Cheek. Oh, he's done Harry Winks there completely. Here's Muto. Back to Ruben Loftus-Cheek. It's a good goal. It's a very good goal. Well worked. All made by Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Lovely drop of the shoulder on Harry Winks. Completely sold me there. And then a quick 1-2 with Muto. Just lays it back into him. Good finish. 1-1. Newcastle equalised. Don't look like they were going to do much all game. Then Rondon hits the post despite being offside. And then Ruben Loftus-Cheek does actually get them one back. Get them one back. Get them level. They'll own one back. I might need one more to go back in front. Winks, Son, Ericsson. Winks is arriving. Ericsson's there again. Not really much room. Winks blocked corner. I'll take the corner. I didn't really have much on there. Let's see what we can do. A third change for Newcastle. They really are throwing caution to the wind. Dyer's up! Eric Dyer back to the starting lineup after a long injury. Back on the score sheet to potentially win us the game. That is superb. Welcome back to the fold, Eric Dyer. Bosh, what a header. Love that. 2-1 Tottenham. Damn it.
That's good support as they build this attack.
Muto. One assist, might get another. Oh, Trippier had to stretch for that, and I'm glad he did. Because I was in trouble there. Good header by Zaha. Neres can't get to it. Down the line there into Loftus-Cheek. Oh, he's gotten the better of Harry Winks again. Is it going to lead to another Newcastle goal? Thankfully not this occasion. Oh, I thought Harry had gotten his own back there by actually getting that tackle in, but still somehow. Ruben Loftus-Cheek came away with the ball. Here's Neres. Little McGeady spin. Didn't quite work. Kieran Clark just out muscling him. Maybe we can work on Neres' strength in training. I do want to start training that young goalkeeper and change up the training sessions that I've been doing recently. Because we've been training the same players all season so far. That was vital by Christian Eriksen. Javier Manquillo could still get the ball in. Does Pettersson, saved by Lloris. That was big. Big save late on at the near post from the corner. Matt Ritchie will deliver this one. We scored from a corner with Eric Dyer, and he's the one to head that away. Zaha, big heavy touch to get it past Loftus-Cheek, although Ruben determined to close me down. Might have been a foul there, but play on, says the ref. Right, now Zaha's away. And I see Neres at the back post. I'm going to loop it. Okay, he's going to try and Rabona it. It's not what I intended, but never mind. There we go, a win. 2-1. All the fans love to do this, don't they? Good debut for David Neres. Good debut. Pleased with that. Eric Dyer back from injury, back on the score sheet as well. That could have been worse had they scored at the end there, but I'm very pleased with the 2-1 win. I'm not sure what else has happened with regards to teams around us. United not played yet. Chelsea draw. Transfer for Lamela as soon as we get out of the transfer window. Reject. Though Lamela might be leaving us next season. Transfer for Trippier. So I saw reject, although I might contemplate selling both of those players next season, but we will contemplate that nearer the time. Now what I would like to do now is shy away from what I have been doing with my training sessions. Start training this youngster Thomas. Get him, not easy, I want the gold one please. There we go. And start training him. And I could start to train David Neres as well. I'd like to train his strength. I can't remember which one strength is on. I think it's a dribbling one, isn't it? Yes, dribbling. Doesn't really need his dribbling improving. Well, I mean, I want to improve his strength, so there's not really much option I have there. Everyone else, I will continue to train some more youngsters. We'll keep training Foyt. Try and get his defending a little bit higher, as he might potentially be Jan Vertonghen replacement eventually. And Harry Winks, I'll continue to train him in the art of defending as we continue to try and make him the all-round player. Right, let's finish with the squad report then, so we can show you exactly who's grown by how much so far this season. We saw at the beginning of the game, or heading into the game against Newcastle, that Harry Kane is up to 91 rated now. So let me just quickly get rid of these emails, and then I'll see you in a squad report. Well then, who's growing, who's not, who's performing well, and who isn't? Hugo Lloris at 32 has not seen a decline in any of his stats, thankfully. rushes out of goal and comes for crosses are two of his traits, which he does do. I'm not sure when or if his stats will start to drop. But at 88 rated, certainly not contemplating moving him on. Fraser Forster we brought in as kind of a stopgap, but we're going to continue to train Connor Thomas now, and hopefully he will become our backup goalkeeper. We can sell Fraser Forster maybe in the winter window of next season, as we continue to train Thomas to a point where he can take over. Trippier is 28, he's 82 rated, and he's growing slightly, which is good news. Not sure if we'll keep him on or move him, move him on, next season. That will be decided by you guys, probably. Walker Peters is up 4. We did train him slightly, I believe. I think I was training him a little bit. Serge Aurier, not played as much for me as I'm sure he might like. 8 games for him. But, I mean, Kieran Trippier is better, so that makes sense. Harry Maguire is up 1 to 83. We trained his sprint speed slightly, up 8 to 61. Still very low acceleration, but he's growing technically too, Harry Maguire. Rock solid. Came in as a backup to and Davinson Sanchez took Alderweireld's starting spot, but Harry Maguire has performed well enough to actually then take that spot away from Davinson Sanchez. Jan Vertonghen, no decline in his stats yet. Obviously, Tottenham fans watching would like me to keep Jan Vertonghen. However, if his stats start to decline, I may be forced into selling him at the beginning of next season. Davinson Sanchez, 84 rated, growth across the board, both technically and physically, but no overall improvements yet. Carter Vickers, we were training, he's up 5. Foyt, we've been training, he's up 4. Tanganga's up 2 as well. He's had a couple of games to play this year. Luca Hernandez is up 1 to 83. I'm really pleased to see him growing really well, actually. Great signing for us so far. Danny Rose is a player I would also contemplate selling next season. Maybe to bring in... No, probably not a start. I think I'll leave Luca Hernandez. Maybe just backup for backup. Thomas Partey's come in January and gone up 1 to 83 already since coming into the club. 6, obviously, appearances in the Champions League for Atleti, but none for me yet, although they will be coming soon. Eric Dyer is up 1 despite his long-term injury, so delighted with that. Skip up 2 to 63. Lamella up 1. I'm not sure what to do with Eric Lamella next season. Really not sure, because he's only 26. He's not that influential for me on the pitch. He's 81 rated, and we can probably do better. But I don't know. Edwards up 3 to 69. Nice to see that growth. Frenkie de Jong is up 2. Nice to see him growing as well. Harry Winks up 2, although we have been training him and are continuing to train him. Oakley Booth up 2. He's been pretty average, though, when he's played. Luke Amos has been good when he's played, though. It's up 2 as well to 67. Georgiou out on loan is up 1. Heung-min Son is up 1 to 85 this year. He's got 8 goals and, I said 11 assists there. 11 clean sheets. 8 goals, 2 assists. Perhaps might want more assists, more all-round contributions from Heung-min Son. Onuma is up 1 to 72. Ali's up 1 to 85. Just 4 goals and 1 assist in the Premier League this season for Dele Alli. Although he is playing a deeper role, so we shouldn't expect too much of him at this stage. Christian Eriksen up 1 to 89. He has 4 goals, 16 assists. That's most certainly what you expect from Christian Eriksen from the centre of midfield. Wilfred Zaha up 1 to 83. He's a great rotation player, great impact player. David Neres, growing already on an individual stat basis. Sprint speed, although I am training him, aren't I? Sprint speed up 1, but not enough for it to have had an impact already. Acceleration up 1, sprint speed up 1, composure up 1, and long shots up 1. Bale down 1, but that happened very early on, and he hasn't dropped too much since then. A couple of individual stats dropping, but still his physicals are very good, and still his technicals are very good as well. So Gareth Bale is still going to be my starting right-sided player for the foreseeable future. And Harry Kane up 2 to 91. 91. Harry Kane. I haven't trained him this year. He's done that all of his own accord. 5 long shots, plus 6 on volleys, plus 3 on dribbling, plus 2 on heading accuracy. And he has 15 goals in 32 games. Only 8 in 22 in the Premier League. Perhaps would have expected more, though he does have 7 assists as well. So he's at least got 15 contributions in 22 games, which is good. And Baker is up 4 this year. We were training him too. I might train him again, actually. I haven't decided. I'll probably save the slots for the young goalkeeper first. But that's the state of the squad. things are looking good for us. If I can get through this game against Bournemouth and get to the next round of the FA Cup, then we're on for a treble. We've got Hoffenheim in the round of 16 of the Champions League. I most certainly should be getting through that. I'll show you the Premier League table as it looks right now, which is us top by 2 points ahead of Liverpool and Everton. Man United 4th on 45. Arsenal there on 43. United do have 2 games in hand on Everton though. 1 game in hand on me and could go to within a point. Chelsea there on 38. Falling away slightly. City's revival stunted slightly. And down the bottom, Newcastle on 13. They played well against me though. But they're down there on 13 points, 12 adrift. Cardiff on 20, Southampton 24, Huddersfield 25, Fulham 27, Bournemouth 28, and Watford also on 28. Watford a side I'm contemplating doing a series with some point this year. We will have to wait and see. But for now, that's all for this one. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We will be up, as I say, to 3 games per episode as of tomorrow. Bournemouth, Leicester, and a big game against Manchester United to end it before we head into the Champions League. The episode after that. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for all your suggestions throughout that window. We made some good signings. I'm pleased with that. Thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on more. There was a Journey episode earlier on today. Make sure you check the channel page for that too. I'll see you next time.